Hello, my fourth grader friends. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mrs. Crawford, and we have another short yoga video for you. As we know, my microphone and camera are not very good, so bear with me. Hopefully we can still get some good movement, hopefully you still have fun, and if you don't have a yoga mat, 'tis alright. You can roll out a blanket or a towel, or just clear a patch of floor, whatever you want. Once again, I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much, and namaste. Alright, so we're going to begin in a nice, easy, seated position. Legs crossed, and start by taking a few deep breaths. As we know, good breaths make good yoga. So we're going to take a big, deep breath in through the nose, and a long exhale out the mouth. Trying to focus our breath by expanding our belly. So it feels like a balloon is inflating in our belly, and then deflating as we exhale. So let's try that for a few breaths and see what we can do. Maybe it feels different, maybe it doesn't. Either way, let's keep going. So with that breath in mind, we're going to start doing a few neck rolls. So you can start one way, whichever way, right to left, left to right, doesn't matter. Swing it down, around, up, and then switch the circle. Maybe completing the circle, go all the way around, nice and easy. If you feel bones cracking, you're not alone. But then again, y'all are young, so maybe you're not there yet. Maybe taking your head one side, then the other, just bringing your ear over one shoulder, and then switching right ear over right shoulder, again left ear over left shoulder, as if we could put our left ear over our right shoulder. Not really possible. Anyways, when our neck feels good and stretched, we're going to take our arms out to the side. So planting our right palm on the ground, bringing our left up and around, arcing over, nice and gentle, like you're just draping over a rainbow. And then you're going to inhale up to the middle, both arms up, and exhale, left palm plants, right arm arcs over. So you should feel a nice stretch in your side body here, through your ribs and your side muscles. You can do that a few times, inhaling and then exhaling to switch over. Maybe we want to add in some movement here. So on our inhale, we can come forward, like bowing in front, bringing our arms around in a circle, and then coming up on the other side. I like to call these dancing arms. I'm not sure what they are called. Breathing nice and easy, doing this fun movement. You can think of it like you're doing an interpretive dance. You know, just be wild and free with it. Do a couple more rounds of that. Maybe feel your back stretching. My goodness, I can't talk. Maybe pulling your thumb back a little bit so that you open up through the chest area. You feel your chest expand. I'm going to do one more on the other side. Pulling open that arm, expanding through the chest, and then exhale, release it all. Lovely. Our shoulders feel a bit more awake now. So we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to tip it forward onto our hands and knees. I'm going to come over here to the side so y'all can see me. So you noticed before, if you watched the last video, cat-cow. So cat and cow. Coming into cow on a nice big inhale. And then exhaling into cat. Neck is nice and loose here. We're not like looking down, crunching through the chin. But we're also not... yeah, whatever. Anyways, inhale, look up, curl under in the tummy, and then exhale, curl the tailbone under, back arches up, Awesome. And from here, so you're going to plant your hands a little bit wider than they were before. And then curl your toes under. We're going to come into downward dog. Send your hips up in the air. And we're going to come to this little triangle shape here. Wonderful. And so, once you arrive, stretch out through the backs of the legs. You pedal a little bit, kicking it. That should feel good. If you're like me, maybe you run and your hamstrings, your back of your legs, those muscles are tight. If so, that should feel good. Whenever you're ready here, we're going to take our right leg up into the sky and then bring it to meet in between our hands. So as you're checking in with your balance a little bit, maybe a little wobbly if you come up, try hugging your legs together. Feel like they're scissoring in, and that should help you stabilize as you come up into this high lunge. Nice. So you can bring your arms up and overhead. If you're feeling a little bit dizzy maybe, or a little bit off balance, you can bring your hands right to your hips. Awesome. Get a little bit of bounce here, just a gentle movement. Don't want to overextend anything. Also, there's an option to drop the knee. So you can come to this low lunge, which is doing the same thing, except it gives some relief to those muscles in your legs. You can bend it forward a little bit here, and then come back on that right heel. Stretch out through the back of the right leg. Then we're going to switch. So once we feel nice and stretched there, we're going to bring it back up, hands plant. We're going to come out of it like we came into it. So, into the lunge, footsteps back, downward facing dog. Here we are. Maybe you'll guess what we do next. We're going to do the same thing with the left leg. So we're moving the left leg up, and in between these two hands, pull your legs together and come up nice and strong. Once again, you can keep your hands up here, or we can bring them down to our waist. Take a big inhale and a long exhale. Nice. Feel a stretch in this front hip here. Same thing. If you dropped your knee before, you can drop it again. Coming down. Gentle bends, gentle stretches. Maybe coming onto that back heel and stretching out through the back of the left leg. We want to keep our body even. So if you stretch the right side, stretch the left side. That makes sense, doesn't it? Wonderful. And once we're good there, guess what we're going to do? Same thing. Plant the hands, bring the left leg back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Wonderful. This time, we're going to come into a plank. If you just said, no way, don't worry, it's okay. You can drop your knees. So, once you come into this alignment, feel free to put your knees down. It's okay. You can cross your ankles, do whatever you want, flop them around. Either way, as long as you keep your arms strong, so you're not sinking in or you're hunking up. Hunking? Is that a word? Either way, you're going to keep your back nice and flat. And then, pressing down, keeping the elbows close to the body, so we're not splaying out here, but we're coming down to like a tricep push-up. I'm talking too much. Let's just get down onto our belly, shall we? Oh, there we go. Sorry I made you wait so long. I'm gonna take a big breath here. What a relief to be off of our arms. And then we're gonna press away from the mat, getting a nice stretch through the front body, bending backwards. If this is hard, if our back doesn't bend that way, we can keep our forearms on the ground. This is called Sphinx pose. Fun trivia about the Sphinx. I don't really know. Anyways, so wherever we are, we're going to release with an exhale. Wonderful. And then, in the same idea, we're going to reach back and grab our legs. First, we're going to do child's pose. So, we've stretched our front body, now we're going to stretch our back body. So, with our hands planted on the ground, we're going to come into tabletop, and then just from there, send the hips backwards. So we're kneeling, we fold forward, stretch our arms out, child's pose. So sorry. Take a few deep breaths here. Now, if you're feeling extra tired today, you can stay there for a few more breaths, but if you're in the mood to work out your muscles, then follow along. We're going to come back into tabletop and then move back into plank. Yay, our favorite! This time we're going to be quick. So we're only going to hold it for one breath once we get there, and then lower down, like in that tricep push we did before. Alright, so one big breath here, and then lowering it down, all the way to the belly. Lovely. Once again, coming up to this cobra, and then lowering back down. Wonderful. So, if I have any Naruto fans out there, every time I do this next pose, I call it a striking shadow snake. Bonus points if you get that reference. If not, we're going to go into snake pose. So, bringing your arms behind you, you're going to interlace the fingers. And then just like in Cobra, we're going to lift our front body up. Maybe that's this. That's where I'm at. Maybe you look higher than that. Either way, don't push yourself too hard to where it hurts, but just give yourself a little bit of a workout here. Working out those back muscles. Pulling our shoulders open, looking gently forward. Just a few deep breaths here. One more breath. And release. Ooh, that did feel nice. I'm going to take one big breath here on the ground. Ooh, lovely. And then we're going to come back on to our hands and knees. Oh, maybe our wrists hurt a little bit after doing those planks. If so, give them a little bit of shake. A little bit of gentle shake. Is that way? Oh no, it's the doorknob. Or you can bring them out in front of you. Shake them that way. That might feel nice. Give your arms a little bit of a break. And then, from this kneeling position, we're going to go into what is called the camel pose. So, if we're very bendy, this will probably be easy. If we're not, like me, then you might want to go into it slowly. So, with that in mind, we're going to come up to a taller kneeling, whatever this is. A tall kneeling position. So, like I said, if you're not bendy, we're going to take it nice and easy. So, left leg is going to come back slowly to reach the left ankle. And then right hand is going to come back slowly, if we can, to reach the right ankle. Oh, or heel in my case. I'm going to take a few breaths here. Neck is nice and gentle but supported. We want to keep that engaged so our head doesn't fall backwards. And then we're going to release, maybe bringing our hands to our hips to support our back as we come up. Oh, good job. To counter that, we're going to go back into child's pose, everyone's favorite. Maybe this time taking our knees a little wide so that our knees come to the edges of the mat. And then sending your upper body forward. Let's try that. You stay for like 5 breaths, so count 5 of your own breaths. In truth, I wasn't actually counting, so whenever you're ready, just come back up. Wonderful. And then from there, we're going to come into a couple standing things. So now that we feel a little loosey-goosey, we're going to bring our hands forward into downward dog, and this is just so we can get back up. So, bringing our hips up to the sky, we can hop it or step it forward to meet the hands. And there we go, we're standing. On an inhale, we're going to take your back up halfway. Look forward. Oh, there we are. Exhale, down to the ground. And then inhale all the way back up. Making sure you're not locking the knees. Arms can stretch up and around. Oh. or they can flop down at the sides. Wonderful. Maybe taking a bit of a twisty-turny to the side. Flopping our arms around. Does this feel silly to you? Good. It should. Maybe speeding it up a little bit, but with control. Flop, flop, flop. Lovely. And then slowing it down a little bit. All while maintaining a nice, slow breath. Oh, lovely. So, who among you have heard of tree pose? If you have, that's where we're going next. So, from this standing position, we're gonna feel like we're lifting up, energetically pulling up like a string is pulling you from the top of your head. I know you can't see the top of my head, but just imagine. And from that, we're gonna lift our back right heel. There's only one, there's not a front heel. Our right heel up off the ground, so that we're on our toes. And then, keeping that mentality of the string pulling us up, we're gonna lift our toes off the ground, and then our knee up. And then pull it out to the side, still maintaining that strength in the standing leg. We're going to plant our right foot in the corner here above our knee. So, if that doesn't feel good, then you can bring it to your lower leg. Just not on your knee joint. It puts too much pressure on it and it can hurt. So, wherever you are, maybe being next to a wall so you have your balance. Bring your hands to your heart, nice and slowly. Maybe focusing on a point just a few feet in front of you to keep your balance. If you feel adventurous, maybe you can lift your hands above your head. Maybe they stay at your hips. Maybe they stay out so you can help balance yourself. Wherever you are, welcome to tree pose. I'm going to take 2 big breaths here. Inhale and release nice and slowly back down to the ground. Awesome. And if you fell before that, 'tis all right. It happens. Try again next time. Once more, pulling up through the head, lifting our left heel this time off the ground. Big inhale, lifting the toes off the ground, lifting the knee up and out to the side. So wherever you had it before, you can pluck? What verbs am I using? You can attach your foot wherever you want. And then coming in to the balance. Once again, if you focus on one point, that might help. Keep your arms out to the side, that might help. If you're feeling adventurous, hands to the heart or up above the head. Two more big breaths here. And another. And release. Nice and slowly. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, we're almost done. Stay with me. From there, we're going to take our feet out to the sides. So, whoopsies. Balance. Our toes are pointing to like the corners of the mat. If we don't have a mat, then they're pointing to the corners of the room. Let's picture that. Alright, and so from there, we're going to take our knees out to the sides. We're going to do a little bit of a squat here. So already, we might feel our legs a bit of a shake or a bit of engaged. That's good. To complete this, you can bring your hands to your heart like we were in tree pose, or you can bring them out to the side like a football goal posts, whatever they're called, or cactus, however you want to think about it. Out to the side, palms facing front. This is called goddess pose. And you don't think about it, but it's taking a lot of work in these muscles here. Or maybe I'm just weak. I don't know. Few breaths here. Opening up through the chest, kind of like we were before, pulling our elbows back to the back wall. That should feel good. And then release, we're going to come up into standing with our legs out wide. Oh, the relief. Maybe you're like, wow, this person is like so not good at this. You're right. All right. And then from here, we're going to take our arms out nice and wide into a little starfish, just stretching out everything. Maybe we can bring our legs a little wider. Oh, take a big yawn, a big sigh. And then exhale, we're going to let it go, fold forward, all the way down. Maybe you're super flexible and your head can touch the ground, but wherever you are, don't push yourselves. Make sure your knees are a little bent. I want to keep those from extending too much. Have you ever seen a flamingo? They can like bend their knees both ways. Our knees don't do that, so they bend one way. All right. Take a few breaths here, maybe walking a bit side to side, getting a stretch to the side body. And then from here, we're going to heel toe, our way to the middle of the mat and crouch down. This little froggy position shape here. Once again, there is much room for improvisation or for making this your own. If you want to try a little balancing act, we can bring our elbows into our little knee crevices, place our palms together, and try balancing there. If that's like super easy, wow, good for you. If you're shaking like I am, welcome to the club. Either way, we're gonna meet together on our sit bones. Back where we started in this seated position. Oh, maybe we're out of breath. So if we are, let's get down and return to that breath that we started with. Big inhales, feeling our belly expand like a balloon. And exhale, shrinking down. And embrace this. This is yoga. This is time to be you. Breathe loud. It's okay. Feel the energy running through you. Big inhale. And big exhale out through the mouth. Didn't that feel good? It did for me too. So whenever we feel a bit more calm here, our breath is calmed down, our mind's calmed down, we're done with the hard poses. We're going to bring our feet to meet. Welcome. Foot. Nice to meet you, other foot. I'm such a weirdo. Alright. Give your feet a little massage maybe. You're here. Might as well. Rubbing the arches, rubbing the toes, rubbing the heels, the ankles, your little tendon here. I forget what you've learned yet. Do you know what a tendon is? If not, this little flappy thing on the back of your heel, that's a tendon. Lesson for the day. Alright, I'm going to turn so y'all can see me, but you can stay wherever you are. So with the feet in this position, we're going to recline backwards. So this is called cobbler's pose or butterfly, whatever you want to. From this, we're going to go into reclined butterfly. So gently rolling onto your back. Should feel good. Your legs stay nice and open. Maybe giving it a little bit of a flutter, just like a butterfly would. Deep breaths. And then slowly, oh so slowly, we're going to take our feet, planting them on the ground, knees up towards the ceiling. And then, with our feet wide, we're going to let our knees fall together in the middle. So our thighs are closed, our lower legs are open. This should feel nice. Take a few deep breaths here. If we haven't already closed our eyes, close your eyes. You don't need to see anything. Just trust your body. And then once again, oh so slowly, we're going to take our feet slowly out, stretching our legs. First one, oops, Hello, Peter. Peter is our plant. This philodendra here. One leg and then the other. Tucking our shoulders under, if that feels good, if that makes sense. And then letting our hands fall out to the side, or we can keep them on our belly. Deep breath here. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue, the eyebrows, maybe they're scrunched together. Unscrunch them. And relax. This is Shavasana, or the relaxed starfish pose, whatever you want to call it. It's nice. And this is where I'll leave you. Thank you for joining. Y'all are awesome. Way to go. You did the whole video. So proud. Bring your hands together at the heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And namaste.